Welcome to our 5 on 5. We're pleased to be joined by Chris Patterson from Retirement Planning Specialists in Ashland. Chris, good to see you. Thanks for coming in.
Thanks for having me.
All right, so it's been an interesting week for you and people in your business. What do you tell people as they watch the stock market go up and down like this?
Well, we try to reassure them that, they probably shouldn't be watching too much news. And
Don't say that. Get
apologies,
out.
Yes.
No, it's okay. It's not to worry too much about that. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, well, there's just there's so much history behind the market that supports that there's reason to believe that for every crisis there's going to be a recovery. So history repeats itself over and over again. That's no guarantee that this is going to be one of those cases.
Sure.
But we've already seen that we've had a bounce up, so.
And historically, going back 30, 10, 5 years, whatever it was, we've had these huge dips, but it comes back. Is that right?
That's correct. Yeah, it's just a matter of being patient and persevering. It's it's a long-term goal, a marathon, not a sprint, if you will. And so remaining invested. In the times where the market is down, your investments could be reinvesting at a lower price. So when we do have the recovery, it's going to rise along with everything else that you already own.
Opportunity there, I see.
Correct.
Okay, so what about, obviously there's much more to retirement planning than simply stocks. What are some of the biggest mistakes you see of people dealing with their personal finances or retirement planning? Well,
they let their emotions get away with them. If they're a do-it-yourselfer, that's a very high hurdle. They'll see the value dropping and panic. They'll sell. You don't lose anything until you sell. When you lock in that loss by selling, that's when you've really done some damage. And then there's the problem of actually returning into the market. When do you do that? Is it nobody knows where the bottom is? Nobody knows where the top is. I'm not about making predictions, so it's just remaining invested in quality investments and allowing them to reinvest if that's possible.
Patience, clearly important. All right, so when should people start planning for their retirement?
As early as possible. If they have a job where there's a 401k offered, obviously most people have a match. That's not always the case, but largely that's a big benefit for the company that's employing them. So at least a match what the company will give you. That's free money, So when you reach age 50, you get a step up in which you can contribute to IRAs or your 401k. So take advantage of that if your economic situation allows it.
Okay, so how would you recommend a person assess themselves in this financial world?
Well, they could. There's retirement calculators out there online that they can find. They can put in what they have at this time. It'll tell them what they can expect down the road. Suggestions as far as how much they can contribute to help that situation, if that is a dire situation. Obviously, seeking the advice of an advisor like myself would be paramount because. We are paid to actually take the emotion out of it. We can help our clients do that, and that's where we specialize. We can do those calculations on an annual, semi-annual basis.
Okay, so what about people who are watching this right now? It's the weekend basically for so many people. So what can they do this weekend? Obviously, they can't talk to a professional like yourself, but what can they do this weekend to better plan for the future?
They can do research into what the market has done in the past to help them make themselves comfortable in investing. They can, talking to friends and family doesn't always help because they can actually make the panic situation worse.
Sure, they might not be experienced, yeah.
Exactly, and not everybody understands investing, and that's an important thing to know that when they talk to somebody is to try to gain knowledge, from that person and use that moving forward.
Very good, and being patient when you do go down that road.
Absolutely.
Very good. Chris, great to meet you. Thank you so much for being here. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
All right, stay with us. We'll be right back.